What's up, Chiefskingdom? You're tuned in to the ArrowHead Chief Podcast, episode 199, Bengals vs. Chiefs recap. Almost coming up on the 200 episode, fellas. Hope everybody's having a good day. We got a lot of things to get into. We got to break down this game that we saw on Sunday. A lot of things to unpack. And we might be having a reunion, y'all. So without further ado, let's talk Chiefs.
Yeah, Arrowhead Chiefs. It's your girl, Miss Nicole. Queen of Hustle, baby. Started from the bottom, now we here. My homie at the start of his career. Let's go. Try to warn him early, hear the truth. Tuning every Sunday for the juice. Arrowhead Chief Podcast, bringing all the news. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Quick style. Out here rapping for the crew. Post game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Post game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube.
And we are back. Class damn fool. He over there dancing and jamming over there.
Right. I was too. I ain't mad at him. I'm sitting that thing hitting. It's like I got my headphones on, so you know the bass be hitting hard.
Yeah, I know it do. We are back. Arrowhead Chief Podcast, episode 199, Bengals vs. Chiefs recap. Fellas, what's going on? Clarence, DJ Ant, what's cracking, man?
It's Tuesday. I mean, Victory Monday was yesterday, so Tuesday, just feels pretty good. A lot to talk about.
A lot of people out here whining and crying. That's what I see.
What else is new?
you know who else do? You know who else do that? Babies. So
tell me about it.
Yeah, it's disgusting out here. All right, man. Let's talk about it, man. Chiefs win 26-25 on a last second. Harrison Buckner field goal to win the game. But there's a lot of unpacked in this game, man. I don't know what it is about this damn team, man, but it brings out the worst of us. From turnovers to just weird stuff. Play calling, like, for the most part, Andy's play calling was cool. I get it. He wanted to run the football, and he did it for the most part. But I just felt like he ran the football too much to a point of he kind of forgot the passing game. It was like he didn't really have no real passing concepts for the team this last week. So it was just kind of like, all right, we're gonna run the football. We're just gonna have a basic scheme of just passing plays, and it's not all on Andy. Pat did miss some people on some crucial plays. He missed Xavier Worthy on an over, deep over. He missed Rashee Rice on that one-handed interception to Cam Britt. Rashee Rice was open down the field. He missed a few guys. He missed, and even on the pick, the first pick to the linebacker. He missed Isaiah Pacheco in the flats. He was wide open. So, and this is where Patrick's going to have to get used to life after Travis Kelce. Clarence said it best in our group chat that it's the changing of the guard, man. And Rashee Rice is our number one option right now. And he's going to have to get used to that. He's going to have to get used to it. Travis is no longer going to be the number one guy because, well, for one, they're taking him away. You know what I'm saying? These first two games, the Ravens were like, we know that Travis is your favorite and your go-to. We're going to take him away. And we're going to double him, and we're going to force you to go to Rashee Rice. But not only are you going to go to Rashee Rice, but you got to trust Xavier Worthy. Now the Hollywood Brown is down. You got to trust Justin Watson. You got to trust Isaiah Pacheco out of the backfield. You got to trust Noah Gray. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever else, Juju. You got to get that rapport back with Juju. And so, it's early. You know what I'm saying? And it takes some time. But definitely, Patrick, I hope he takes a lot from the first two games, really, because the first two games he had three bad picks. Well, I would say two. The first one was kind of like, that was just an amazing play by Cam Britt Taylor, but still, he's going to have to learn to go through, trust other guys other than Travis Kelce. yes, Travis is going to get his in certain games, and hopefully, if he continues to go to Rasheed Rice, they'll start bringing more attention to Rasheed Rice. Now that opens things up for Travis Kelsey, So, but this game, we should have known that the Bengals was going to come with their A game. We should have known that, and they did a good job. Shout out to Zach Taylor. He did a great job of exploiting our weaknesses, which is the middle of the field with the linebackers covering tight ends, and the tight ends were killing us all game from Sample to Gasecki.
Mm-hmm.
To all like they all were just getting theirs and chunking us with big plays, and then every now and then he'll hit another wide receiver, and especially when he got into the red zone. Um, I know they wanted to get the ball to Jamar Chase, but they weren't able to really do that because we had Trent McDuffie locking him down. But
Mm-hmm.
I think they went into the mindset of knowing that. So they were like, we're going to have to utilize our running backs out of the backfield. We're going to have to use our tight ends, what I'm saying, in the middle of the field and exploit these linebackers. So, and they did that. And Joe Burrows, say what you want to say about him, but he played a clean game. He played a really good game. And if we're real with ourselves, they probably should have won this game because we 3 turnovers, it was crucial turnovers too. Now they made their mistakes. The Jamar Chase overreaction where he went crazy and thought Trent McDuffie hip drop tackled him, and he cost his team a crucial third down right there. Also, the fumble by Joe Burrow that helped us a lot. You know what I'm saying? And Shamari Connell, shout out to him, man. He had a really good game on Sunday, man. The sack that he did on Joe Burrow to get us the ball back, that was very crucial for us. So, and I know the controversy with the refs helping us, blah blah blah. Look, it was a pass interference. Let's just call it what it is. I know people don't want referees to decide the game, and I
Mm-hmm.
get it. Do you not call that flag at that point of the game? We
Mm-hmm.
can have that discussion. We can,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end, we're not going to discuss if it wasn't a PI. It was a PI. The dude clearly was on top of Rasheed Rice. He was not playing the ball. He was clearly on top of Rasheed Rice, and it was impeding Rasheed Rice from going up to catch the ball because that ball was catchable. If that safety doesn't get there earlier, that's probably first down. So, and we're talking about something else. So it is what it is. DJ Ant, what would you take away from this game?
The Bengals like a completely different team from week one. Completely different team. So, I mean, it was a good improvement, and sometimes these teams needed that. That's what they need. They need to wake up call, starting like more like they didn't take the game serious, like as far as the opening week. But at the same time, we know the history of they starts stuff like that. So the game plan was executed very well. I mean, they figured out. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, you figured out the holes as far as what they're not doing right. Took advantage with the tight end plays. I mean, it's almost like they took a page of what Baltimore was doing the week before and figured it out. It's like you saw all the tight ends starting to get loose and then doing what they need to do. Um, McDuffie did what he needed to do. I mean, so he didn't allow Chase to have a big game. Usually, he's like previously he was always having big games, making the big plays and execution stuff like that. But he got into his headspace a little bit. That's what it seemed to be like, with the tackle and whatnot and stuff like that. Bottom line, he did his job and got it done. Offense, they gotta clean that up. I mean, I understand it's young in the season. They're still trying to figure out some things out. Andy likes to experiment here and there. You're trying to figure out what your team is made of. I get it. I mean, they had to go through some adversity and stuff like that. Patton, like in the last 5 minutes, like the first half, he's got to clean that up. Last year they were one of the better teams in closing out halves, and this year they're looking like, I mean, it's only 2 games in, they look like one of the worst, especially with these turnovers, and you're creating these opportunities to create momentum. And if you mess around with the wrong team, they get the ball back in that situation, that could put you in a deeper hole than what you need to. So the turnover game, they got to clean that up. Pat has it's like 3 interceptions in the first 2 games. That's something that just cannot happen going forward. Now you're talking about we're dealing with a double-digit number. That's just not winning football in that situation. Defense, you know, defense still find ways to keep that team keep teams under that number. I mean, I was assured that the Bengals were going to hit 30 the way they were performing going into the third quarter, but they managed to shut it down and take care of business and do what they need to do. The red zone defense, they've actually been still executing at a high level, because even the very first drive, and then even later, I think they were down like within the 3 and stuff. They were like at the Bengals were like at the 3 yard line. They were able to execute a stop there. They scored 6 there. That could have been really changed the whole story. But red zone defense showing up when they need to the most, so it's critical. Butker, once again, he's come through in the clutch. He's just proven to be that guy. He's proven to be the best kicker in the league. I think that's for no discussion, no debate. And I think even with Tucker missing his in the other game, what can you say?
Yeah.
So it's young in the season, a lot to learn from. I mean, they'll grow and they'll learn from it. That's my simple take on that one.
What you got, Clarence?
There's a couple of different ways you can look at it, in my opinion. So the carryover from last year, I think is still there. But one of the big things, like, it's gonna take time for the offense. Yeah. Even though you get a Worthy, you get that speed element back. As you can see, like leading up to this game, Cam Britt was talking about how he could only run straight and he could do this and he could do that. And then some people thought that this was going to be like a Tyreek Hill versus Jalen Ramsey moment. Mm-hmm. And you saw it wasn't that, right? A lot of it, obviously, 15 doesn't want to have those turnovers.
Right.
But at the same time, this is what makes me think. Like, you see Pacheco, he gets 19 carries. Mm-hmm. You see Carson Steele gets 6, 7 carries,
something like that.
So and I know somewhere along that offensive philosophy right now, it has to be thought about at least. Okay, we still have to be mindful of the youth in the secondary. Mm-hmm. Because you say what you will about Trent being a lockdown guy, you still got a lot that you're putting on 35's plate, a lot you're putting on 2's plate, a lot you're putting on Shamari Connor's plate. Cook is coming back from an injury. Mm-hmm. So you still have to be mindful of that. You know what I mean? Whereas we think, okay, you get Travis, you get Rashid, you get before Hollywood, it was Hollywood, and you got Worthy. You know what I mean? Like, we can't understand why Pat only throws for 151 yards in this game, right? But at the same time, the other part of that is that every game has this potential this year. Mm-hmm. All 17 has this potential. You know what I mean? Where every team raises their level of play against them. You know what I'm saying? So the storytelling in it, the element of it, of what they're trying to build this offense to be for December and January, I think that matters more. And I think that, okay, before we can get to explosive, we have to make sure that our left tackle is sound. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that we can run the football when we need to. We have to make sure that Worthy's body his frame can hold up for this 17 weeks, because he's not like Reek. Reek has bigger biceps, hamstrings. You know what I'm saying? Reek is built more like a running back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Worthy is just a smaller frame and speed, right? So I think all of that matters, man. All of it plays a key component. And yeah, you want to get these wins, but there's so much youth at key spots along this team that you really have to play smart throughout this 17 weeks and make sure you don't overexpose them. Make sure that they don't get success too soon. Allow for Kingsley to take them losses, to go to have to grow through facing perennial defensive ends week after week after week and learning, because there was probably this level of confidence to say, I won the starting left tackle job for the defending Super Bowl champs. And then he comes out week one and he does a good job. And then boom, he gets into a playoff style atmosphere game in Arrowhead and he struggles. Like, you have to have that maturation there. It has to happen. You know what I mean? Like, pulling him out is not out of the norm, and Andy is going to put him right back in there next week. He's going to have to deal with it all over again and make the adjustments in real time next week. Like, yeah, man. I mean, it's telling, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, bro, and I agree with you. Definitely got some young players in key spots, definitely, and especially with Kingsley Suamataia. He had his struggles against Trey Hendrickson, and we all know Trey is he's a perennial pass rusher. Like, I think he's very underrated. He doesn't get talked about enough, but dude is a game wrecker, and he's done it against us a million times, even when we had veterans on that side of the ball at left tackle. So that's why I wasn't down on him or hard on Kingsley, because it was like, what do y'all expect, man? It's Trey Hendrickson. Like, we knew this was going to happen a game or two or maybe even 3 games. This is going to be the growing pains with Kingsley. Like, and he's going to be better for this when January comes, when we got to face possibly them again. You know what I'm saying? If they handle their business and get in the playoffs and we got to face them in the divisional or the AFC championship game, he's going to have to do it again. But this time he's going to remember this game. He kicked my ass. I know what I need to work on. I know how he sets up his stuff. I know how he moves now. Okay, now I got you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the same Kingsley you saw week 2. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Baltimore. I ain't the same Kingsley you saw week 1. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. So, no, I'm not down on Kingsley. A lot of people didn't like the fact that he got pulled. I just think that was just one of those things. Like, all right, young man, just come stand next to me. You be all right. You're gonna be cool. It's gonna be all right. Just stand next to me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people were mad, like, oh, why you didn't get no chips out there? It was like, you got to know how to, use your chips. And I don't think Kingsley knows how to do that. They probably didn't do that a lot in BYU. So that's another element that takes time to learn how to use your chips to your advantage. So I think he had a little bit of problem with that too. So I just think Andy was just like, all right, let's get the young man out of there before his confidence gets really shot. Let me just cool off, chill. We got you, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Put one out there for a little bit. Let him get a couple spins in. And yeah, man. So I'm not down on Kingsley. As far as the secondary goes, I think Watson has played relatively pretty good. He got on the Jermaine Burton because he got caught looking in the backfield. That's what that was. But other than that, I think he's played pretty well. I mean, what you can expect from a number 2 corner. Everybody acts like every team has like these 2 dynamic corners on both sides. Like, if you look down everybody's roster, they may have one. They're lucky to have one good corner, but to have 2, yeah, good luck with that one, because the other guy's probably like not as good as Jalen Watson. Like, you may get 1 or 2 teams you can point out and say, okay, both of their corners are good. But other than that, it's not a lot. Like, the number 2 corner, if you get something solid, be happy. Like, for real. And Jalen Watson, for all purposes, he's done a really good job these first 2 weeks. So he stopped a touchdown in the red zone. So, you know what I'm saying?
But even so, to add on to that point, though, because I actually So I was actually kind of peeking in on the Tennessee game, and I saw Snead get got on one key play that helped the Jets get down the field. Was that when he was had who he guard? He was guarding Wilson. But part of that is also team chemistry as well in the secondary. And you're starting to see the difference, with Snead when he was with Kansas City and the Snead that's currently in Tennessee. That stuff matters and whatnot. I don't care if you're the one or the two or whatever it is. Watson, he has the upper hand because of the chemistry that they have in Kansas City. They understand each other more. Tennessee, it's going to take some time. What Snead's going through. It sucks. I saw end up watching the interview as that game was going at the same time too. I'm like, he didn't want to leave Kansas City. I get it. You're one of the best. You got great team chemistry there, but at the end of the day, business is business. But for Watson to doing what he's doing, I thought he's done quite well. I don't have any arguments really for the secondary, and they're going to learn and grow, so they're going to get better. They're still doing pretty good. Considering the first two opponents, are always we're always talking about them in January and showing up. How much can you argue that? Hopefully you get a little bit of a break, with Atlanta and stuff like that. But if I had to put on a report card, it's still sitting at around a B. That's why with the secondary, I ain't got no issues with it.
Yeah, man. And like I said, them safeties are still learning. Shamari Connor, like I said, he played a really good game on Sunday. He was flying around doing his thing. Once they get Hicks involved a little bit more and give him a little bit more, I think they're trying to slow feed him, not put too much on him early. But once they start feeding that kid and getting him out there roaming around, and especially in the run game, you know what I'm saying? I think this secondary is going to be just fine. I ain't worried about it. Joshua Williams as your third corner, him and Najee Johnson as your third corner, they'll be all right. They'll be fine. I ain't worried about it. Once Charlie O comes back, this pass rush will be way better. The pass rush ain't bad as it is. Chris Jones is still Chris Jones. George is still playing cleanup. Mike Dana is still doing his thing. Once Charlie O comes back, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So
yeah, defense usually they don't settle in until like maybe around week 5, week 6, and everything. So for them to be performing this well this early, I ain't complaining.
Exactly, Ruben. All right, man. Let's talk about Isaiah Pacheco, man. So he had a really good game, but unfortunately, he ended up getting hurt towards the end of the game. Ankle injury. He had a fracture on his fibula. So he's going to be going on IR. So they said he'll be out close to 6 to 8 weeks. So Kansas City, the next man up mentality. Carson Steele, Samaje Perine. I know the reports today. I don't know when today, but I know Kareem Hunt is coming in for a visit, try out. So we'll see where that goes. I know Andy Reid talked yesterday, and he was like, we gonna lean on the guys on the inside, so that probably can be Carson Steele and Samaje Perine. If they do sign Kareem Hunt, I imagine they, sign him, let him chill, get revved up, get more acclimated back into the system. Yeah, he probably knows most of the concepts, but he still got to get acclimated. A lot of things have changed since he's been here. So get him revved up, going, see where he's at, and then take it from there. Probably, I don't expect a lot of Kareem Hunt in the Atlanta game, but maybe the next game going forward, maybe he gets a few runs. So what are your guys' thoughts on the whole, Isaiah Pacheco injury? Is it a big deal? Is the, are we in panic mode, or are we like, all right, he's coming back, and how do you guys feel about Kareem Hunt getting the tryout? Start with you, DJ.
It's like I said, it's early in the season, so you got some time. You want him to get healthy. Get healthy, get right. You definitely don't want that on no player and everything. You're talking about 6 to 8 weeks. It's a big chunk of the season and whatnot. But this offense is built to be able to fill in those gaps and be able to take care of business. So, like you said, next man up. We'll see how Steele performs. We'll see how P. Ryan performs. Them bringing back Hunt, I think that shows maturity on a whole lot of different levels. With Hunt, of course, I think it speaks volume to him. I think you said that in the chat. To be able to bring a player like that, back. Some people have their reserves, say like that. I think more than anything, I'm looking at it from the psychological perspective. Like, give me a break. Like, seriously, everybody talking. Of course, you have the people are going to bring up, trying to give us context and whatnot, stuff like that. People that always use that always believe that if the tables were turned, they got some stuff under the rug that they don't want exposed and everything. But that's why you are where you are. And he is where he is now. He's getting a second chance around. I mean, you think about it. You go from a team that's evolved now as we speak now, to the greatest team in the league, and looking to dominate for the next 10 years, and then you make a mistake and you pretty much get sent down to basically a team that had been the joke for like the last 2 decades. I mean, that's going, and then not only that, you're playing backup to arguably one of the best running backs in the league. That's going to be a little discouraging. That's going to be tough to do. It's like I feel like he's taking his lumps, he's taking his weapons. Do I expect him to be the 2018? I don't, but at the same time, I do believe that there'll be a table that or a contract that's on the table where he'll be able to live up to that contract and do what he need to do. I think it's trying to see.
Anybody trying to sneak nothing past you, Joe?
No, I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. As far as like everybody talking about, all the criticism with Kareem. Somebody was even talking about entertaining, bringing in Mac or whatnot. I'm like, okay, now we're going left field. I'm like, all right. But you'll be able to get a bargain. You're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get real value, and then also you gotta think about other positions as well. You don't want to go all in, especially with Pacheco is coming back 6 to 8 weeks and everything. You don't want to throw a whole bunch of money, especially when there might be another need. If they do pursue another need the way it's looking, I think they're gonna be more so looking at getting some depth at linebacker, doing something on defense, like I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. It ain't gonna be offense. It ain't gonna be another receiver unless somebody absolutely shatters a leg or something like that. It just ain't happening. But I think they'll be fine. Pacheco, get well, get healthy. Hunt, let's see what you can do. Maybe this might be what he needs. It's like till we get back. Sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes just it has to get them right back to the same place where you start and then you get going. Who knows? That might be the situation. What if he does explode and have a big game? Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. What you think, Clarence?
As far as Kareem goes, I like it. It has that security and that insurance. Probably won't be until maybe 2 weeks from now, maybe.
Yeah.
You put him on the practice squad. If they sign the deal, put him on the practice squad. Let him get his feet underneath him. I think it's the expectation, because even though so he led the league in rushing while he was here. And even when he got to Cleveland, he was splitting carries with Nick Chubb. Mm-hmm. And there was a season where I want to say 2 years that he either had 900 or 1,000 yards. Like, he's got a lot of miles on his body still. Like, and just 2 years ago, he was on that roster. I think he was on that roster again last year as well.
He was.
So the expectation for me, I would be happy if Kareem could just stay healthy and contribute something. It's unfortunate. I don't think the identity changes in the running game for the Chiefs, though. I think it's still a physical run game.
Right.
You still got Carson Steele. You know what I mean? P-Ron can be a physical runner. You really wasn't attacking the perimeter a lot in the running game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that physical element is still in the building. I think you get more flash in the ability to attack the perimeter more with Kareem, because I mean, for even for the mileage you see, I mean, hell, Ezekiel Elliott still got some burn to get to the perimeter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so what are we talking about? Kareem is 29. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I
think he would add what everybody was missing in McKinnon not being here. I think he gives the offense that.
Yeah, for sure. He'll definitely, like I said, we'll see how much tread he got left on the tires. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not working out, then I can see them doing the thing where they, hey, Clyde, you all right? You good? How you feeling, man? How's your mental doing? And they activate Clyde Edwards-Helaire and get him running. You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't work out, they can always cut him, put him back on the practice squad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Clyde gonna have to play at some point this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Clyde ain't gonna be able to sit over there eating sunflower seeds and drinking up all the damn Gatorade too much longer. They'll be like, hey man, we love you, man. You can get your ass out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You got all your damn jewelry on, looking all fresh and shit on Sunday. You ain't got no grass on your jersey, and like, get your ass out here and run, man. Like, come on, dog. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, man. I just think they want his mental to be all right. They're going for a 3-peat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's
Clyde a good dude. He a glue guy for that locker room, man.
Oh man, everybody loves him in that locker room. You can tell, man. He hypes them up, especially Pacheco.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So, let's talk about these linebackers, man. Look, I know Nick Bolton still coming off that injury, and I'm not really too much pointing at him because I think he's still trying to rev back up. He didn't have no training camp. He really didn't do nothing, in the preseason. So I think he's still wrapping up. But I actually think he had a way better game than he had in week 1. You could see the vast improvement from him from week 1 to week 2. My concern a little bit more about Drew Tranquil. Like, he had a good camp, but he been missing some tackles and some
hold
plays.
On. Hold on. Hey, wasn't you on that bandwagon of saying goodbye to Willie?
Who, me?
Oh, now we speak French.
I wasn't on the bandwagon. I was on the thing. I know Veach was going to let him go.
He deserved.
I definitely wanted to keep Willie.
He deserved to get paid, though. That was our. I think that was our consensus. He deserved to get paid. Now it's just going to be tough to do, especially you had to take care of Creed. You had to take care of all the other key players. That'd been tough to do.
And then seeing the contract that he got, I was actually upset. Like, 1 year, $5 million, Veach, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, that was.
Here we go again.
You couldn't do that.
See, this your boy, man.
I still Veach we trust. It's still in Veach we trust, bro. Don't get it twisted. Joe, you shut up. I'll boot your ass out this conversation.
Here we go.
No,
I'm gonna tell it, Joe. Now go ahead and say what you hot about Drew for, Chris. Come on.
I'm not hot at him. I'm just concerned a little bit. He hasn't looked good these past 2 weeks. Everybody was talking about Nick because Nick Bolton was so bad on week. He wasn't looking too good week 1 or 2.
Did he look good last year? He was happy and grinning last year, wasn't he?
He was good last year. Was he not? He wasn't good last year?
Not in my opinion.
What? He stepped in real good for Nick Bolton when he was hurt.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, that's what you saw?
Especially in the playoffs. He's really good.
So what he do last year that he not doing this year? Because I still see the same guy.
He wasn't missing tackles like he's missing on Sunday.
Okay.
Am I wrong, DJ Ant? Like, am I tripping?
I'm playing both sides of the fence on this one because I understand where Clarence is coming from. Because in the first 2 weeks, but also I'm having a little optimism because I don't expect. There's very handful of stars that know how to start from start to finish. But these. It could be the opponents that they're playing schematically because you talk about
takes, Joe.
Right. Because you're having to schematically play a lot more spy, do all kinds of different things with Lamar Jackson. Then you're talking about a mechanical thrower in Joe Burrow, and going this one you get Kirk Cousins. But I don't know. I'm gonna be a little optimistic. We'll see how he goes in the upcoming weeks. But just dealing with these tight ends, and typically that's usually on these linebackers. It's shown they struggle. And the scary part about it is that Pitts had a quiet day yesterday. I don't want to see him explode for nobody's 80, 90, 100 yards this game. So we'll see.
So you don't like Drew Tranquil, Clarence?
I heard, this is what I heard, man. I heard that it was going to be okay because what you lost in Willie Gay's athleticism, you gained in Drew Tranquil's IQ. That's what I heard. I'm not saying I don't like him.
I did not.
But I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Everything, if this entire team is a family unit, right? From the top to the bottom, from people at the receptionist desk to the people that go to Sam's Club to get water to stock the refrigerators. Everybody is one, right? So you can't have one without the other. So if a weakness is anywhere on this team, everybody else got to step up around them. Now, with that being said, again, I go back to 151 yards passing because it goes hand in hand with everything else. A deficiency of linebacker, youth in the secondary. Pat not going to take them shots. He's not going to take them shots for a while because it's all connected. So what you lost in Willie Gay, that speed, you got Drew. Oh, Drew. Yo, boy. Drew Tranquil. So don't be mad if Pat don't have a 300-yard passing game for 3 straight weeks. Don't be mad. Take the wins how they get them. Take the wins how they get them, Chris. I'm your brother, man. Hey, I'm your brother, man. I just want to...
All I'm saying is if this continues, somebody on the Eagles that was a healthy scratch yesterday.
Yep. That's why they didn't sign him. He's been a healthy scratch the past 2 weeks.
I'm just putting his last name rhymes with kite. That's all I'm
Big
saying.
Fangio don't like him.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
He can guard tight ends. I know that.
Listen, they knew that certain somebody was on the market all summer and didn't try to pursue it because they was happy with what they had in Drew Tranquil. Saying.
They said pump the brakes.
Joe, go.
Oh, now you want to attack Joe. Pick a side, Joe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Joe, flip ass.
Look.
I'm playing both sides like DJ Ed.
Look, I'm having to be optimistic on that one because like I said, it's just early. It's early to see it. So it's like I understand where you're coming from. It's a little bit of a concern, but at the same time, I've seen this concerning. I've seen how this defense, how they figured it out. I mean, I was like Joshua Williams, like and I think in his first season, that was a concern, but then he turned it on at the right time. You started to click, and you started to see that, everybody. So I think they'll be fine. I think they'll.
I didn't say Willie was the answer. That's not what I said.
And I do think
that's what y'all hear. Then y'all need to turn up y'all volumes because that's not what I said at all. Did you say Willie was the answer, Chris?
No, I didn't say Willie was the answer. Now, do we miss his speed? Yeah, we do. But I will say this. Leo Chanel has been balling, dog.
Oh, yeah, he a monster.
Yeah.
He's been balling, dog. He plays everything, man. He's on the defensive line. He playing linebacker. He playing fullback. He playing fullback on Sunday.
I think this is like one of the few, like the last 2 seasons probably been the most I've been confident, like when it was a third down situation as opposed to putting some bummy linebacker we know somebody's going to screw up, or at least the rotation wise. But I think at the end when it's all said and done, they'll be fine though.
No, you good, Ruben.
Oh, you good, Ruben?
Good.
We just be talking
trash. Right.
You pay no attention to me.
Yeah, we just be talking trash, Ruben. Don't take us serious.
Don't pay no attention to me, man. I tell you one thing I was surprised at was, and I don't know the percentage, but they came out a lot of pistol formation.
You talking about
you saw that Bengals? Variation, huh?
You talking about the Bengals or the Chiefs?
No, Chiefs. Oh. You would see Travis and Noah back there with Pop, or it was just a lot of different variations of that pistol, man. And see, I don't know. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's the end game? Because it makes sense because it goes against the grain of what the trend is in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, Andy has always been the type of coach to go against the grain of the trend of the league at that time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when you have this pass explosion in the league where teams are relying heavy on the pass, you take a nod and you go back to the running game to try to be more physical. Like, it's just hard to it's hard to gauge just to see exactly where they at. And
Man, let's call it for what it is, man. Andy be trolling us, man, because a lot of
he
times
do.
Andy be like, "I just want to see something."
Yeah,
Like, let's just
yeah.
see how this look. We're gonna test the
Oh,
But
running game.
but
I don't even think it's just Andy because even with the passing game, a lot of stuff down. It's like I know it's early, like in the first 2 weeks, but a lot of stuff is down. Like the yards are down, passing TDs are down. I mean, I don't.
but
It
how
ain't just
much of
Andy.
this is to protect Travis too?
That too.
Yeah.
Like how much is to keep him from that ramp up? Because at some point you're not gonna have a choice but to increase that workload. Like, you're not gonna have a choice.
Yeah, I think like I wouldn't be surprised Sunday night they get him
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
like get him
Because you're not
early.
gonna have a
Get him
choice
protect.
now
Yeah,
with Pop
yeah,
being out.
yeah. I think they get him started early, get him
Yep,
scheme him up some things, whatever. Not to say he
yep.
can't still get open on his own, but scheme up some things. Because with Travis, you got to get him going quick, like early,
Yeah,
for him to be in
yeah,
tune too. So
yeah.
like, because sometimes I ain't saying he checks out, but he kind of be like, all right, whatever.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Like,
mm-hmm,
but if you get him involved in the game plan early, he gets ramped up, he's turned up. Let's
mm-hmm.
go. You know what I'm saying? Now he's engaged. So I wouldn't be surprised this game they get Travis going. You know what I'm saying? You know, they hear the talk. Oh, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
Carrington, see that he on what's his name? Oh, he only got this many yards in
yeah.
the
Oh yeah,
regular season. It's
oh yeah,
like, all right, man, we gotta wrap this up.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
They talking shit, man. They think they
yeah.
got it no
Oh yeah,
more. And they don't think I got it no more, y'all.
yeah.
And there was plenty of times where I'm sure you can watch the all 22, and I'm sure he was getting open.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you see it, but I understand the reason why. Why not to
which was a false start.
give him more? Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you got to protect him for 17 weeks, man.
You do.
Yep.
You do. I think they learned that last year. I think
Yeah.
him coming into the season
Mm-hmm,
with an injury,
mm-hmm,
then
mm-hmm,
in the Vikings game he gets hurt.
mm-hmm,
I thought
mm-hmm,
that I ain't gonna lie.
mm-hmm,
I remember that Vikings game. I
mm-hmm.
thought he tore his ACL.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I did
thought it was
too.
over, though. I was
I
like,
did too.
it's
I
over.
did too.
Did you
Yeah,
imagine
man.
if that happened? And Pat still won the Super Bowl without Travis? I'd have been like, yeah, he's the greatest.
Man, look,
He's the greatest.
man.
But yeah, so yeah, I think last year taught them a lot. Like, y'all, we can't overuse Travis.
Travis.
I think that's why they trying to get Rice,
Right.
feed him.
But I don't think
him going.
that Xavier Worthy is going to get uptick in volume yet either. I still think they want to keep that integrity of slowly bringing him along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I don't think they're willing to sacrifice their foundation just for the sake of this or this. You know what I'm saying? Like everything has a purpose and a meaning.
I think what they're gonna do with Xavier Worthy is like, all right, in the early season,
Yep.
we're gonna have you run these routes. You're
Yep.
gonna run these
Yep.
deep overs. You're gonna run
Yep.
these fade routes.
Yep.
You're gonna run that. You're gonna run the post. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna run. And then, all right, we see that you can handle those routes. All right, we're gonna add, some more stuff in the middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? Some drags, some stuff like that where we could throw more on your plate. So by the time January comes, he like, all right. Yeah, I got it. Let's go.
Especially, I mean, that was the game plan, even with or without Hollywood Brown. That's just the reality of it and everything. Because the expectation was Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, to be able to do their thing, and then they carry them on. But I think they're sticking still to the game plan no matter what.
Yeah,
and that's all right with me. I'm good with that. It gives opportunities, like you said. Although Pacheco's out now, Carson Steele, is he going to step it up? What is that going to look like? I mean, Kelsey. I mean, even with Gray, I think seeing what Noah Graves has done like in the first couple of weeks is going to be more interesting. You're talking about an expanded role with him. I wouldn't be surprised that role continue to expand a little bit more even in the upcoming weeks too.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about. I know we kind of slightly talked about him, but I want to highlight Trent McDuffie, man, because man, this dude right here, man, is a beast, man. He's a baller. I'm gonna read this stat. Trent McDuffie lined up against Jamar Chase 17 of the 38 routes. He gave up 1 catch, 4 yards, and 3 targets.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, everybody was worried about the whole, you know, losing L'Jarius Sneed, and you know, a lot of people saying that old Trent benefited, in which he did. He did have. When you have another corner, you know that's going to lock down one side. It makes your job so much easier. It does.
Yeah.
But he was picked in the first round for a reason. Like, you know, the reason why I think he has the same skill sets. He may not have the interceptions as a Sauce Gardner, even though Sauce doesn't have that many interceptions himself. But I think he has the same skills as a Derek Stingley and a Sauce. He's just not as tall as them. So that's where the slight was on Trent. Like, Trent is what, a smaller guy. So he's what, 5'11 at best, maybe 5'10, 5'11. You know what I'm saying? Well, those guys are like 6 foot, 6'1". So I think that was the knock on him, that he, you know, struggles against bigger guys or whatever. But you see it on a play in, play out. That Trent, man, knows how to play corner. It is what it is. He's always in somebody's hip pocket. You know what I'm saying? Even that terrible pass interference call that was called against him, you saw Jamar Chase pull him down. And he got in Jamar Chase's head. Like, to a point, he made that man throw a tantrum.
Well, even so, like Jamar Chase, there's always been a history where he's gotten away with at least one or two. Because some of the extension of things he be doing, he just don't get called. It is what it is. But like you said, though, I mean, McDuffie doing his thing. He doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, man. It's just, I mean, I think the interceptions will come when they come. You know, yes, are interceptions important because of turnovers? Of course. You want your corners to get interceptions. But they're a little bit kind of like safes. They're kind of overrated to a point of, look at Deron Bland last year. Deron Bland was getting smoked last year. He would get smoked.
The truth came out later.
Very much so, Ruben. But yeah, he had what, like 7, 8 interceptions last year?
Yeah, he led the league.
Yeah.
But he would get smoked. Same thing with Trayvon Diggs. The year before, he had like 7, 8 interceptions.
And majority of those were in zone, and they were just bad, desperate. I think they were against bad quarterbacks too. They weren't against elite company that would usually make those mistakes. Like, they'll be in the zone coverage, and they just happen to be there. Usually, when some of these key players and everything, the ones to look at usually be in tight coverage. Those are what I'm more impressed with than you sitting in zone coverage, and then you have somebody like at the bottom of the barrel that you don't even care about. Those are people that are making them. You have somebody like oh boy, they ain't gonna see the field, like a Bryce Young doing what he doing. I mean, that's just what the kind of quarterbacks they've been dealing with. Like, give me a break, seriously.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
but he got exposed later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deron Bland is so overrated.
Barbecue chicken. They don't even look Peters.
Hey man, Peter's first 2 years, it was all right. It was just after. It was after that. It was after that.
Afterward, punting footballs in the stands and all that.
He'll bite on a double move in a second, but he gonna get you. You keep throwing at him, he gonna get you.
Yeah, he gonna get you.
I get into Marcus Peters, you know, early in his career. Yeah, you hit him with a double move. Okay, you got me.
Yeah, he gonna get you though.
Keep throwing to my side. I guarantee I get this pick.
Yeah, he gonna get you though.
He gonna get you. So, all right. Before we move on to the next topic, let's go ahead and watch this commercial. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? It's Chris Style, host of the ArrowHead Chief Podcast, here to tell you about our new Let's Three-Peat History t-shirt to get you ready for the upcoming season. It has the ArrowHead Chief Podcast logo on the front, and don't miss the iconic Let's Three-Peat History on the back with the big three: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones. It's a comfortable soft cotton shirt for the summer, so don't wait. Go to any of our social media pages to purchase your ArrowHead Chief Podcast t-shirt today, and Let's Three-Peat History. Yeah, man. Go get your shirt, man. You know what I'm saying? I know Clarence got a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? So go and get your shirt, man. They all $25. All of them. All sizes, $25. All right. That's not including shipping and all that stuff, but still $25. All right, fellas. Let's go around the league, man. So the Raiders beat the Ravens on Sunday. And I wanted to bring that up because they are in the division. They're 1-1 right now. Their defensive line is really good. Max Crosby had like 2 sacks. Lamar Jackson, it is what it is. But what were your guys' thoughts on that loss, man?
Lamar Jackson had a crucial turnover. It's like some reason I don't know what it is. It's weird. The last time they started 0-2 is what, in 15? I think they said 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. We'll see how they bounce back, because we always said that the North. I mean, I think at least I said it, like with the North, it's going to be like one of the more tougher divisions in the league, and now you got Pittsburgh ahead, and with them at 2-0, and then Cincinnati seemed to be there. You don't know what you're going to get out of them, but Baltimore as a whole, we'll see. Will I say that they're going to be out? No, because we've seen all the 2 teams come back all the time, and they'll figure it out. But I think they'll be fine. I mean, Jackson will clean it up. I think they'll get it together. Mm-hmm. He said we broke the Ravens, but we'll see. I mean, there's still a lot more football to be had. A lot more.
Right.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about the Raiders, man. I really don't. I mean, I'm just keeping it funky with you. I could care less, dog. Listen, that was more of a Ravens collapse than it was the Raiders doing anything special or spectacular. Great catch by Devontae, but
dropped another touchdown. They probably should have had too.
Facts. But when you look at that stat line and you see they should have came with that approach while they was here. I didn't understand the approach that they used offensively against us should have been used against the Raiders and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Because Lamar didn't run the football at all against the Raiders. Yeah. It was all Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? And the Raiders should have been the one that Lamar should have got loose on. You feel me? Like it's they got some shit that they trying to sort out in Baltimore. They'll get it right, man. Because I mean, Pittsburgh is 2-0 in that division, Cleveland 1-1, and Cincy and Baltimore 0-2. Like they're gonna figure it out. They'll figure it out. But who gives a damn about the Raiders?
Clarence.
Who cares?
Don't mess with a 74-star quarterback. That's funny.
That part too. What's his name? Gus McKillick. What's that boy name, man?
Gardner Minshew?
Yeah, man. Who give a damn? Fuck the Raiders, man.
And then the Chargers.
Hey, man.
No surprise. Nobody.
Hey, man.
They beat the Panthers.
What I told you, man.
Clarence, relax.
What I said, man.
Clarence, relax.
Yo, what did I say? I understand it, but what did I say?
Now J.K. Dobbins looks like he's back. Now J.K. Dobbins
what did I say before the season started? What did I say about them?
They're gonna be scrappy. They're gonna run the football, play good defense. Blah 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 blah. Whatever.
Okay, blah blah blah.
Not impressed. I ain't impressed yet.
I ain't really giving much attention to the Chargers yet, but I will be paying some attention this week when they play a Pittsburgh team. So that's gonna be the game I watch.
Yeah.
early in the
then
season.
They turn around and who they play next week after Pittsburgh.
Us.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna beat them. Oh. Don't look at me. Shut down J.K. Dobbins and make him throw to them receivers. You can't name that one receiver on that team.
Lamb McConkey.
Okay.
Quentin Johnson. Number 5, Palmer. What else you got for me?
That's because you watch football, though. Whatever. Let me ask y'all a question. What game on Sunday that you did not have to watch, but you just knew that was going to be the score?
Oh.
You saw that matchup and you was like, I already know what the score going to be on this game.
That I knew that score was going to be like that?
Yeah. I give you a hint.
Minnesota and San Francisco.
Okay, I give you that one. That's not the one I'm talking about, though.
I can't even guess.
I
I just
give you a
remember saying,
hint. The team is in our division.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Steelers and Broncos. If I
Yeah.
said, hey.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think the score is going to be on this? And it was exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Knicks is terrible, dog. How you
Yeah.
lose that? Man, I told you TJ Watt was going to win that game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Dark question.
What are y'all guys' thoughts on the Texans, man?
They arguably one of the top 3 teams. Arguably. They get it together. I mean, they still, I mean, although they played a god awful Chicago Bears O line, like my goodness, that O line was a mess.
Is Caleb gonna make it to week 5?
Not playing
That
that way.
line.
Not playing. I'm sitting here talking about like, man, this dude had no pocket presence or nothing. But at the same time, you look at it from the other side, I'm like, this dude ain't gonna make it alive. Like,
man, that right tackle was getting beat like he stole. Will Anderson was kicking his ass.
Yeah, he was. He beating the hell out of him, man.
And you see the frustration in the receivers too, because
DJ Moore is like, I'm over this shit, dog. Give me a quarterback. Give me the damn ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all not to let Justin Fields go.
He saw the frustration so many times. He missed him on a back shoulder fade. He was
yeah.
He was right there, man. He overthrew him. He was like, all right.
Yeah.
So it's like, so part of it understood where Mara was coming from, but on the flip side of it, like, this offensive line sucks.
Yeah. Their defensive line was their defense was keeping them in the game.
That's the only thing keeping them in the game.
That defensive line on Chicago was really good. They was keeping them in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, that Nico Collins, that dude is amazing.
It was just
that kid is good.
I was saying, was he
like
he was balling.
Yeah,
he was balling.
Yeah, he had a game. He had a good game.
Couldn't nobody guard him.
Yeah.
I know he big and he fast, but dude was just slicing them up. Like, I'm surprised he didn't have more touchdowns.
Yeah, even so, I was wondering how that was going to look like, because remember, Tank Dell got hurt like in the middle of the season too. So I was like, we'll see how those pieces look. And then they added Stephon Diggs. I'm like, they look pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the only question that
good number 2 to Nico.
The only question I have is like, will they be able to uphold? Like in the rest of the season, and how's it going to prep them? We'll see how it goes, how it unfolds.
We'll see how it looks when Stephon gets
Jalen Petrie is no joke.
Oh yeah, he's a baller.
Yeah.
That's a grown man. Yikes.
But we'll see how it looks when Stephon Diggs only gets 2 catches for 28 yards for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
Nico Collins getting all the touches and Tank Dell.
Yeah.
He sees Stephon Diggs on the sideline cussing out CJ Stroud. Motherfucker, I was open.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. Keep on throwing him here. Keep on throwing him.
I ain't blocking. We gotta look out for that Joe Mixon injury too. He got hurt himself.
Yeah.
So we gotta see how that looks, because Mixon was balling before he got hurt. So, and then last night's game, Kellen Moore, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, Kellen Moore?
Being Kellen Moore,
bro. Yeah. I literally when they converted the first down, after the 2-minute warning, I said, this game over. I turned it off, went back to watching wrestling. Finished watching wrestling. Judgment Day, putting the beats on Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. You know what I'm saying? I flip it back. It's a minute. How the hell is it still a minute and 46 seconds left?
Yeah.
What the hell? What they do?
Yeah.
Throw?
Yeah. You cannot, but even so, I mean, you cannot trust a Sirianni ran team at this point. You can't. That was the only thing to keep me. I said, watch this dude do something stupid. I mean, and I saw, that last drive, and them throwing Saquon Barkley. I mean, Barkley, take all the blame that you want to. I kept saying the same thing: right player, but wrong play. I don't care if you get 0 yards on a run. at least the clock is still moving.
Moving.
I don't
They ain't got
understand.
no timeouts.
I don't understand these idiotic coaches that get paid all this money to make these stupid decisions. It's not like, what are you trying to achieve? Style points? This ain't college. Like, what are you doing? You take the win, you get up out of there. You try and get the win in the most smartest way. I'd rather them only have a minute left, sub-minute, somewhere around there. That's what that clock should have been by the time the Falcons got the ball back.
Yeah.
When you give them a minute 43 is a huge difference. That's an eternity compared to a minute. A minute can still be long for some quarterbacks, but we're talking about Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins needed every last of them 43 seconds. So, I mean, say what you want to, put it on Barkley all you want to, but at the end of the day, it's terrible coaching. And those are the ones that come back and bite you in the butt. Those that when the season's all over, they're gonna look right back to it, whether they get the division or not, or if they don't end up in the playoffs or not. That kind of stuff. I mean, I ain't expecting to get fired this early in the season, but those kind of decisions, we'll see how it goes. Especially when you were down in Brown. I mean, you gotta play smart. Like, give me a break. It's serious. You gonna throw the ball. But the only people I felt bad for the people that had Falcons on that side, or not the Falcons, the people that had the Eagles on that side. That was the only people I felt bad for.
We saw that whack ass touchdown he caught. That's the only thing he probably did.
Yeah, the only thing. Yeah, the only thing.
Darnell Wright.
You mean Darnell
Mooney?
Washington? Or Mooney?
No.
I don't know. It's Joe. We don't know what he be talking about. He be random as hell. But
that was stupid.
There was absolutely no pass rush.
Zero
on that last drive. Like, they got down the field so quick. I was like, I said, who is guarding Darnell Mooney? Like,
cover two. That's cover two for you.
Who was guarding Darnell Mooney? He wide open on the sideline over here.
And then Slay got completely fooled.
Oh, he got shook at his boots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Drake London said, beep, beep, beep. I was like, God, Slay.
He went from big play Slay to not today Slay. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
What was that?
He getting old, man. He getting up there, man. He getting old, man.
Yeah, I was disappointed in Kellen Moore, man. But I expected that kind of shit from him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When the game is on the line, he's gonna
do some weird shit. He's gonna
put it in the quarterback's hands. You know what I'm saying? Even when the obvious choice is to hand the football off, he's gonna leave it in his quarterback's hands to have to make that play, man. And it's like he doesn't have a full grasp of situational football. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to call what he wants to call, and he's constantly seeing it through a quarterback's lens of when he was at Boise State.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just threw the fucking football every down damn near. I've never cared for him as an OC, man. I don't think he has a full grasp of NFL, and there's guys on that defense that get paid just like the offensive players. So you can't get away with that bullshit you've been doing.
I was amazed on how I switched over. Watch Raw.
Yeah.
I was like, the game's over. Eagles won.
Yeah.
And I switched the channel. Like, let me watch the last minute of Raw, man. I turned back a minute and 40. How the hell is it still a minute 46? I was expecting at least like 30 seconds left. Like,
drops the ball. Yeah.
What are we doing here? And then
you didn't even need to call that play. You didn't even need to call it.
He didn't.
Because they had no timeouts. They had
no timeouts. You didn't need to put the ball in. You could have just ran the football.
I didn't understand it. That's like maybe, I mean, if you want to be that stupid, maybe in college, but fine. But this is the pros. You take your win, and get out.
Andy running down to celebrate. Yeah, that's your boy Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni should have told Kellen Moore, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you if you think we finna throw this football in this situation.
Yeah. He did that. Yeah, he did that in that playoff game against the 49ers.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. It's just that would not make any kind of sense. I mean, justify all you want to. Talk about Barkley. Say he dropped the pass or whatever, but at the same time, he shouldn't have been in that situation.
Yeah.
And the
Kellen
first
Moore
place.
shouldn't have called that. Nick Sirianni shouldn't have agreed to it.
Well, Sirianni,
run it up the middle, run it right up the gut
Right up
to
the middle.
Saquon. Run that
I
shit.
mean, hell, if you want to leave it in quarterback's hands, you could have went with your famous play that you do in Philly. For that, you know what I'm saying? Like
the tush push.
You could have, you could have ran that if you wanted to keep it in Jalen's hands. Like, damn, situational football.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was an outburst or some more friction coming out, between Jalen and Sirianni at all. I wouldn't be surprised.
But this is what the NFL is. The NFL is based on situational football.
Yep.
And you mean to tell me that your offensive coordinator has no idea how to manage situational plays, and your head coach just says, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead and run that shit." Like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, it was all bad. It was all bad, man. I didn't get it. I didn't get it whatsoever. How y'all feeling about the New Orleans Saints? Because damn,
man, ain't nobody studying them, man.
No, I don't know.
And they played the first week.
The fact
and Dallas last week, man, ain't nobody studying the damn man.
Okay. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking.
So you trust Derek Carr?
No, I don't. But I'm just asking a question. Damn.
No, what's crazy? What's crazy to me more than anything, Clarence, truth be told, is that this is the same coach who I said should have been fired a long time ago. This is the last thing I was expecting to have that kind of output, like a 40, north of 40 or north of 30. I mean, Dennis Allen should have been in the trash barrel somewhere last year.
I agree with that.
That's what's throwing me for real. Now, I agree as far as in the aspect of, they're coming 2-0 because we've seen 2-0, and then all of a sudden they go on a 3-game losing streak. We've seen that happen before. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not going to sit there and be too high on the Saints talking about, they're the top 10 team. I ain't going to be that crazy now. Like, you're going to have to show me.
Play nobody.
We'll see when these teams get rolling. It's like, is it for real? We'll see.
They ain't play shit. They ain't beat nobody. Who they beat? Worth something.
When they play Tampa Bay, we'll have a different conversation.
We'll find out this Sunday.
Who they got this Sunday?
The
Eagles.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll find out this Sunday when they play the Eagles.
We shall see.
What's their schedule? They got the Eagles. They got the Falcons. They got us. They got the Buccaneers. They got the Broncos. They got the Chargers. And they got the Patriots.
Now, I will say Alvin Kamara is still that dude.
Oh, he balling. Oh.
Yeah, he's still that dude.
He balling.
I just don't believe in Derek Carr, man.
I don't believe in the coach.
I hate you, Joe. Joe's got a smart ass mouth, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
I don't mean shit. I just said they gonna do what they gonna do, which is play good defense and run the football. That's all I said. I ain't talking about the 2-0. I'm just talking about the formula.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Nobody give a damn about the damn Chargers either, Joe. Shit. They can kiss my ass too, man.
All right, man. What's y'all quick thoughts on Sunday night football? We play the Falcons. We ain't do too much of a deep dive, but just overall, what you've seen the past 2 weeks, what are your overall thoughts going into this game, DJ?
Well, the Chiefs have been history says they've been, at least in the last couple of years, they've been playing better on the road. They seem to be a lot more focused. The 2 points of emphasis going in, obviously, going to be the running back situation, and then how they're able to contain these tight ends. That's going to be the 2 things that have been sticking out the most. And if you want to add a third, is the turnovers. The turnover game has not been good at all. I mean, we want to see Pat at least have a clean game, at least one somewhere in there. You go in there throwing another pick, and it's like, geez, that'd be almost 2 picks a game at this point.
Justin Simmons, he just for some reason he always a pick. Oh,
yeah,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Simmons always is a pick on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah.
those are my three things I'm be looking at. It's like as far as running back play, how the tight ends fare, and turnovers.
What about you, Clarence?
Well, this is the one I said that they would lose.
Mhm.
Um, and that
Lucky, man.
this is going to be a tough one. This one, it it would have been a little less had Atlanta lost last night, but them having that confidence
Mhm.
instilled back in them after week one, and this is the defending champs coming into their house on a Sunday night in Atlanta, and Lil Jon is already all over TV. Like, yeah, this one's gonna be a tough one to get out of. Because it's gonna be there in that dome, and I hope they leave it. I hope they leave the roof open Sunday night, but I doubt it. Um, just for Kingsley's sake, I hope it's open. You know what I mean? But they'll probably close it and allow them fans to go crazy. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was just something about this one when I saw it after a Baltimore and Cincinnati, and then you're playing a Sunday night in Atlanta. Like, yeah, something about this one.
Yeah, I hear you. I think usually, and I'm with DJ Ant on the road games. I've always said the Chiefs play better on the road than they do at home. They just
Mhm.
it's just like a sense of comfortability when they play at home. They just be like, we got the crowd behind us. We gonna be cool. And they
Mhm.
play a little bit more like reckless, if you want to call it reckless. Like when they're on the road, they're a little bit more buttoned up, especially with the turnovers and the play calling. And he usually against NFC teams, he usually opens up the play sheet a little bit
Yeah,
more against NFC teams because he knows if we see this team again, it's going to be in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. Like, so usually he tends to open up the playbook a little bit more. So I expect him to at least, at the very minimum, bring out the B sheet. You know what I'm saying? The plays. Um, Stop Bijan Robinson, man. Let's just call it what it is, man. Stop Bijan Robinson because that dude is a beast. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The Atlanta goes where he goes, and if he ain't up and going, then that offense kind of stalls out. And it took a minute for them to even score. So
hmm
it's not
hmm
like they're throwing touchdowns all over the field. Like
hmm
I know an interesting matchup would be who is Trent going to cover? He's going to cover Darnell Mooney. Is he going to cover Drake London? Like,
yeah,
and Drake is a bigger guy. He's 6'5". So
yeah. I would feel better with Watson over
Watson on
there.
that, yeah, I
Drake,
agree.
yeah,
I probably put Duffy on Mooney because Mooney
Mooney,
was killing them
yeah,
yesterday. So yeah, I agree with that. And once again, the Kyle Pitts versus the linebackers.
yep,
Everybody's everybody,
Ooh,
everybody's gonna be keyed in on that.
yeah,
yep.
man, look where Nick Bolton at. Yeah, baby.
hmm
Where Drew Tranquil at? Come here, boy.
hmm
Come here. Let me show you something real quick.
hmm
Kyle Pitts gonna have a breakout game.
Let's hope not.
I hope not either. Shoot.
But
And then on defense, they're definitely their defensive line has definitely gotten better with Judon. You still
Mhm.
got Big Grady Jarrett over there. And that safety tandem is just gonna get better with Jesse Bates and
yeah,
Simmons. So
yeah,
AJ Terrell, he's pretty good corner. Um,
yeah.
so
You can play a lot freer now.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I
Mike
mean
Hughes is over there though. Huh?
Mm,
Oh, yeah.
the little stumbler. Care about that
Yeah.
guy.
Hit him with a double move, baby. Boop, boop.
where Gabe Davis when you need him? Oh, brother, hey, come on, can we borrow from Jacksonville for 1 week? We'll send him right back.
Y'all ain't doing nothing in Jacksonville anyway.
You know what I'm saying? I just need to borrow him for Mike Hughes.
So
Kill
yeah,
Mike
man.
Hughes' confidence.
I
I
expect.
mean,
Go ahead.
one thing about Atlanta though, I was not surprised about Morris getting this defense right though. They've been performing
Oh
better.
no.
I was not surprised about that at all.
Oh no.
But it's just, I think the only thing that probably ticked me off about that game yesterday with the Falcons is the fact that it took them 58 minutes to figure it out. To finally get to the secondary, start attacking them. It was ridiculous. I'm like, where was his energy at? Like the first 58 minutes of the game, I probably could have been alive and well and everything. I think I probably fell asleep in the early part of the game at least 3 times.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
I don't understand how they can't utilize the play action pass. Bijan Robinson was at least getting 4 something yards a play. Like he was killing them. Like it wasn't like the running game wasn't working. Like I don't understand. And it was like, I get it. You want to get Drake London involved, but Darnell Mooney over here killing you.
For real.
And I think once they realized that, they was like, all right, let's get Darnell going. Like, because Drake, you know what I'm saying? They was double teaming Drake. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna let Drake get his stuff off. So, like I said, man, I think if we can rattle Kirk Cousins, get to him, sack him a few times, I think we could slip him up in a couple mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a interception or a fumble or something like that. So, but it all starts with Bijan Robinson. That's all I'm saying.
I think Kirk Cousins only got sacked like once. I think that was the other shocker too. I thought they would have got to.
Yeah, what's your name's defensive line isn't as good as it has been in years past.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles, Jalen Carter is going to be a monster, but it's like, for some odd reason, you got those two, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, and they running the football on you like this. Like they was carving them up the middle. It's like it's well under 700 pounds in the middle of this field. You can't stop the run. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
man, this is what happened when you lose a grown man like Fletcher Cox, man.
That, and it looks like Hassan Reddick was a bad trade.
That too, yeah. Yeah, for real.
And it looked like the Jets might have to pay him.
Yeah.
Because they just lost one of their other pads. They lost Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles, Yeah, they're going to have to.
I saw Reddick like, yeah.
Told you y'all was going to give me my money. By hook or crook, you going to give me my bread.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. That price went up. I want to be the highest paid.
Yeah, man.
What Nick Bosa get? I want that.
Yeah, for real.
Because you need
me.
For real. You need me. So
yeah.
All right, fellas, before we get up out of here, who are y'all players of the game?
Take me a minute to think about this one.
Don't speak all at once.
Right.
I was letting him go first.
Oh, it's like Clancy like ain't got nobody, none of them.
Oh, yeah, I got somebody.
Just take me a minute to think about this one. That's how it is. You know what? Forget it. I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Butker on offense for the simple fact that he's just doing what he do.
Hey, y'all think he could have made that 68-yarder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going in that direction, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it was 4 seconds left on the clock, I think they would have went for it. But
yeah, I think so too.
It was 24. It was like, nah, we can't get them another chance to at least kick a field goal.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to Butker, although technically he's special teams. We'll give it to him. Somebody gotta be that clutch, somebody gotta be that guy.
What do you mean worthy?
In this game, Joe?
No.
He did absolutely nothing.
No.
Oh, Joe, so much, boy.
I'm gonna give it to Butker, and then on the other side, I'm gonna give it to Shamari. I'm gonna give it to Shamari Johnny.
Kelsey. Okay, Brian.
Joe, go sit down somewhere.
Brian, Joe, Kelsey, what are y'all doing over in these comment sections today? Y'all wild, man. Who you got, Claire?
Offensively, I want to give it to Pop. To Pacheco.
Oh, I'm talking about players of the game of the Bengals game, Joe.
I'm giving it to Pacheco on offense.
Okay.
At 19. Plus, I think he added 5 catches too. He had a
Yeah,
heavy workload Sunday, man.
he did.
Um, yeah, that was huge. And defensively, Chris Jones, not a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Chris Jones whooped the shit out of Orlando Brown. You can go back and watch when he would point and tell Turk to move out the way, or tell George to slide in, and he get over there on Orlando. He whooped Orlando's ass every single time. I mean, he just beat him like a drum, man. Like, damn. It was bad, man. Like, I just was watching it. Every time he tell somebody to move, like, Chris would be like, hold on, get on. And he'd beat that dude. And then every time he get over there on Orlando, every time it was always, I want Orlando. And he whooped Orlando's ass all game. So, yeah.
Can I throw in one little sidebar comment too on that?
Go ahead.
So Cincinnati was the one going on, especially when they had that Super Bowl run, talking about this is why you drafted kicker, right? That was them, right?
Did they say that?
So okay, I'm painting the picture for you. So they the one going on ranting talking about this is why you drafted kicker and all of the crap.
Are you talking about McPherson?
Yeah. So while they busy pulling up all these highlights and different videos, talking about this should have been a penalty, that should have been a penalty, this dude was holding, that dude was doing that, no. So we're not going to talk about the moment that McPherson missed the extra point that probably could have tied the game.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about that. I'm just an observation outside in. So instead of whining about holding calls and PI calls and all that stuff, let's look at your kicker because the game was decided by 1 point.
Yeah,
and this is why you drafted kicker. Keep that same energy for yourself.
Anybody worry about the Bengals fans and they whine?
Nah, man.
Shit.
Especially that one. He's a whore.
Jesus, a whore? Damn, I be all that.
What was he yesterday, Clarence? What was he yesterday?
What's the next question? My bad, guys. Oh boy.
Jesus.
Oh boy.
What's he gonna be on Wednesday?
Bengals will have some work to do. Even if
they I got them finished third in their division. I don't think they're gonna make it.
The Bagels just said. Ruben, he's our brother. Yeah. I ain't sure a sick man.
But I didn't do anything, man. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing but state a fact. That is a fact.
Nah, it's a fact.
You look at that gentleman's tweets. That feller makes some outlandish takes about the Chiefs, and he deserves to sit in poverty.
He is over there talking about, oh, I ain't worried about them. They worried about us. And then starts his day off about us every single day.
He's a whore. About
the Chiefs. He's an attention whore. He is. And he's their leader.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Chiefs breaking the whole
my players of the game are Rashee Rice and Trent McDuffie. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, fellas, let's go. This thing. If you look down at the bottom, you see the link for emqpodcast.com/locker-room. If you go to that link, you see the locker room access of all the podcasts under the Every Morning Quarterback umbrella. They got a 49ers one, they got a Patriots one, they got a Jets one, they got ours. Arrowhead Chief Podcast. Click on the banner. You see all of our episodes from the recent to the past ones. Also, check out their YouTube channel. They talk about NFL league-wide topics, and they talk about college football. They also give you betting tips for the week. So go subscribe to Every Morning Quarterback. Shout out to those fellas over there. And whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio, whatever you use to listen to your podcast on, the Arrowhead Chief Podcast is on there. Also, if you're first time watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live, usually on Tuesdays at like around, I would say 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you can jump into lives with us. Like Joe, always one of our stable mates as far as people who follow us and been subscribed to us. Join in the comment sections and talk about these Chief topics with us and NFL topics with us, man. So we want to hear from y'all too, man. We'll get y'all opinion. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use to do your social media on, Arrowhead Chief Podcast on there. Follow us at AH Chief Podcast. Because Clarence, what is our motto here?
We ain't Hollywood. Where's that, Joe?
There you go, Joe. I don't know about that 20-0. But yeah, man, follow us on all social media platforms. Give us a critique, topic. You got a question or something you want us to bring up on the show, hit us up, man, and via DMs or email, or hit us up in the mention. We'll bring it up on the show. We will shout you out on the show because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So yeah, man, go ahead and hit us up and follow us. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But I'm frozen.
Face just froze. At least you got your glasses on.
Look, let me tell you something about these glasses. These glasses are for me seeing far, not up close. So I don't
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't really need them to look at the computer screen. I need them for far distances.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I got you, buddy.
That's all right. Wait till I get unfrozen. Of course, it wants to freeze at the end of the show.
Joe said you look smart, man.
I look smart.
Yeah.
You trying to say I don't look smart all the time, sucker?
Yeah. Studious.
All right. All right, it looks like it's fixed a little bit. Hold on. All right, good people. Until next time, we out.
Peace.